You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the April 25th, 2023 meeting of the Long Beach Park Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, I got 6 p.m. We will go ahead and get started. Call to order. So this April Parks and Recreation meeting for Long Beach, Indiana. So I guess the first thing on the agenda is to approve marked minutes.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so approved. So ongoing business, and we've got Sarah on the phone, so that's good. Sarah, are you ready for activities coordinator? Lord.
We are continuing with our first Saturday arts class. That's going well. We are in the process of hiring counselors for summer camp 2023. We're down to our last few positions that we're interviewing for, and hopeful to have that figured out in the next 2 weeks, pending background checks, reference calls, things like that. We will be hosting the summer camp staff training on June 16th. That's a Friday, and then camp will start on the 19th. And will run through August 4th. We will be taking June 3rd and 4th off due to the holiday and setup that takes place. I have not yet heard, but I believe they've been doing the ice cream social on July 3rd pretty consistently, which is what we are shooting for in planning for our movie in the park. And even though that's a day off for us, we still will post that and prep everything for it. We are looking to add a couple of activities in our summer series like we did last year, and are looking at things like some cupcake decorating and some robot STEM building activities from the library. We actually also coordinated with LaPorte County Library this year, and they have a mobile classroom that can come to us for about $10 a visit. And we are looking to have them come once a week to offer some extra technology resources for us during the summer, and to offer something that is a little bit different and kind of keep growing our programs and what we have available. We will be starting our advertising for our summer things in the Memorial Day issue of the Beecher. And that kind of goes to the question that I have about the volleyball. I know that is coming later, but we would like to include the volleyball in our things that we're advertising for. So is it a possibility to get those things from them in the next couple of weeks, whatever is approved for advertising?
Yeah, can you hear me, Tara?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a go. We just have some final documents that we need to sign, but I'll put you in touch with Ross, and then that way he can just directly send to you like his logo and things like that. And then it's up to you. I think we normally do if we normally do a quarter page ad and you want to do a half page ad instead, to now include volleyball.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Or whatever you need to do to be able to promote both, but I'll put you in touch with him. So sorry.
Perfect.
So that way there's no middle person, but then he can tell you exactly, kind of the wording, or you can start promoting it that way too. And then, like I said, just kind of make the Beecher ad bigger or whatever you need to do to include that. That'd be great.
Perfect. And we typically run our ad for our summer things from Memorial Day through the 4th of July issue. Will we need to extend that based on his camp? Do you know?
The camp dates, I have them. I think it's going to kind of be based on registration. So okay. You probably submit your Beecher ad more than just the one time, right? Or do you change it up?
No, we normally submit it once for that chunk of time, but Drew Talixon is who I work with, and he's super flexible and just said if we needed to do something different or to change it, we just get, the more weeks we do it, the bigger discount we get. So if there's some way that I can incorporate it together ahead of time, I'd love to do that. But I also, going through the 4th of July Beecher, gets us pretty far into summer. Typically, we're usually about halfway through the summer at the point when that comes out. So I just wasn't sure if he needed more. That's totally fine. I just have been working with navigating that with Drew, with deadlines and sizes and availability and all that kind of stuff. So, but I can talk to Ross if that's a better fit.
Yeah, that would probably be best. And I think it's probably going to be based on how, full it's been and if he's got signups, going, or maybe it'll already be full and he won't need to advertise, or maybe it's, the opposite will happen and no one will be signed up and don't want to advertise. So I'll put you in touch with him and then let him kind of direct you on that.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
And then my only other thing was we used to have the Turn Up fitness class during the summer. And she had a baby last year, so she is not yet sure if she's coming back. But I would like to offer another class that is something different from obviously what the Y and what's available in the community center already. So if that is not straightened out in the next month, we'll be looking to add a new physical activity to our summer docket. Do you guys have any questions for me or anything that you need from me?
No, I don't. Thank you. I think we're good.
No? Okay.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Great.
All right, Beach Garden Club, Janice.
Our 90th year kicks off on April 25th, 2023 with a flower arranging event and our first membership meeting. There are several community events that we're going to be working on. I'm sorry, that's the wrong day, 27th. Thank you. The community events that we have scheduled is one on education for recycling. And then we're looking at a program for evading invasives that Beth is, I'm going to work with her on, and then rain gardens too, since we have a town rain garden. We thought we'd use that. Then thank you to Parks, of course, for getting the trees trimmed in the park. It looks wonderful. I went out there the day they came, took some pictures. I should send them to you so you can post them on Facebook. Then, it looks really, really nice. Thank you. And Public Works team installed the mulch since the last meeting, so that looks really good. And also, thank you for that $4,000 we'll spend. And that's because we were going to do a collaboration. Joy and I met today with Stu Franzen, who's landscape architect, to talk about a collaboration between the town parks and the Beach Garden Club. Maybe tree board too, not sure, but we reviewed a plan that Stu put together to change the memorial garden into an 800 square foot pad with maybe some saucer containers. That would be a gathering space, a flag, and it would also house the memorial bricks that are Henri bricks from the extension of the community center. There would also be a primary, Stu explained to us, primary and secondary paths in the park. The primary ADA path would be a single path, I think 600 and some feet long, and it needs to be 60 inches wide to accommodate ADA compliance. Secondary paths in parks can be 36 inches. We'd like to look at getting quotes for the ADA primary for this year. The secondary path would be in a future year. Also, looking with the town, yes, I think that's the workshops.
Yeah, so what we're talking about here is this bowl shape in the park. That's where the existing Memorial Park, where they have
Parker B10 box was.
yeah, what's the thing, well, I can't remember.
Sometimes, no, sometimes.
All the evergreens that you might open. And this pad would be all made of the pavers that we use for right in the middle, and then this main block here that's 5 feet wide, that's for ADA compliance. It's just going to be concrete or maybe stained concrete. And then another little access piece of concrete coming from the parking lot right here. And I mean, this is a lot of concrete and it's a lot of pavers. Don't know, and then we're talking about 4 backless benches right now in my apartment. But they can do fun things to their time. Any kind of that. You know. And then, secondary path does not have to be for ADA, does not have to be 5 foot wide, it can just be 36 inches. That would be done in another year, but you can kind of see that would replace the existing, asphalt. Yeah.
So the 5 foot wide one, is that existing today or is that gonna be all new?
It's all new.
That's all new, okay. So there's the stuff that's,
Untreated. It's a.
It's in portion.
and the 3 foot paved, is that part of the old or are we ripping all the old out?
No, we're not leaving that, that would be sometime in the future.
Okay, okay. So the old, I guess the old walkways though, that are,
Yeah,
Mhm.
that will remain there.
okay,
Until we do some of that, so, in this plan from Stu, I did process. And Janice has offered to give us 3 quotes to see where we're at with this, and we'll go from there.
okay.
That's great.
The collaboration part is, I talked with Chief today, he's getting quotes for repaving the tennis court parking lot. He doesn't know if that'll apply for this year, depending on the cost, but with that, we would put bike racks and, what else? I guess that's it. Maybe some lighting there in that corner because it's kind of dark. So those are the additional things that we'll do there. And I'll be planting along with the Beach Garden Club gals, some more perennials and then throughout the gardens. So that's where we'll be spending our money. That's all I have. Any other questions? Wait a minute, I have one more idea. We'd like to paint the ceiling of the pavilion in a light blue, a very light sky blue. Is that pavilion part of parks? Is it part of the town? We don't know who that is.
It's part of parks. I mean, we did it, we painted it 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
We don't want to paint the outside,
No, I
just the inside ceiling to, it's dark. And so that would brighten it up and.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, yeah.
You want to show every bug in town when they go up there and they do their thing, you know?
And it shows now too.
Yeah.
It's like
What's
focus
up there now, brown?
brown, yeah, it's the dark brown. Take a look at it if you have an objection, let me know.
No, I don't have an objection. I would just, and I know you would just make sure, like, get Tom knows, make sure he's okay with
Oh, yes. I was gonna ask
paint or
for-
whatever,
Mhm.
whatever, right, for paint, you know.
No,
that kind of thing. Okay.
Okay.
Question, and I don't think it's on the, where are we with like the plantings at stop 24? Like did we order some and did you
Yeah.
weed them?
No, they're there. Some of them are coming up. It just needs to be weeded out.
Okay.
So we'll, it's on Beach Garden Club's agenda this year to do that, but I don't know if we're gonna have enough people.
No, well,
So
you guys don't have to weed it. We can have our landscape company weed it. I just probably need to meet again with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys still kind of be in charge and
Yeah.
succeeded and you have time, but they can come in and do the heavy stuff.
Mhm. Sure.
So I'll get with you offline and when, next time Seth can meet with us, because he's now up and running and did a sweep of the town and it's been paid and that's working smoothly. So I can ask him to meet separately and then we'll have them do maybe like one good cleanup to get started. And then you guys keep maintaining it in between and whenever it needs another good cleaning, let me know.
I'd like to start on the next.
I just want you guys kind of scare him because he got so, it's so big and he's got men working for him and I'm sure they know a weed from a flower, but maybe they don't. They might pull something up someday. So yeah.
The other thing with that is coordinating, getting this quote. We knew we were gonna ask Stu to do some more design work. So coordinating this quote with the quote for getting that pathway connected to the ADA pad. So we have that, I think, on for this year to finish that out. So I'll add that quote there. But I'll be spending money for Stop 24 to do the next phase, which is cleaning out some invasives and planting more plants down closer to the beach.
Well, and if you can, then keep that budget separately, so that you don't use your $4,000 garden. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the stop updates. I forgot to mention this, but we'll do public comments at the end like always. And we'll limit the comments to 3 or 4 minutes, please, as we try to end the meeting on time. So stop 16, we have approved $1,000 for the residents to complete the boardwalk and also do repairs to the existing platform that was already there. I don't think they've done anything with that yet. I don't think they plan to until it gets warmer. Joy, have you heard anything different about that?
That is correct.
Okay, so I don't think I'll cover that any longer until they're done. And then did we talk about permits for them?
I submitted a permit. for-
Okay, so they have a permit.
It's been approved, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Are we still printing out permits, by the way? Is the town doing that again? They stopped for a while.
We are, once you get a permit, then we'll bring it to you.
Okay. All right. We didn't get them delivered. We didn't get them delivered to 19 and 29 as well, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably why we call, Stephen Avenue.
Okay. All right.
You want it?
So, so I just mentioned stop 19. So to stop 19, I sent you guys pictures. I don't have a way to display the pictures on the screen, but we've got a pad complete now. That looks really good in my opinion. Some strollers have been put on there already, which is good. The bench is completed now as well. It was 90% on Saturday, but it's been completed. That looks good. I think that's in a good spot. Hopefully that'll get utilized where it is now that the milkweed has been cut back. And I assume that's, what's his name? Seth is the one that cut back the milkweed cut back. So that's all cut back all the way across the stop. And I believe the Phragmites work has been done as well, right?
They were ready to get started last week.
Okay.
Maybe they did some of that. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Either way, it's cut back. It's good. It's going to sprout back up again, but at least right now there's a clear path to decide, and the residents can walk on that maybe if they want and try to map that down with foot traffic on either side. But there's a narrow but usable path getting down to the metal stairways now. So happy with the way that looks up there, and we got the sprinklers. We got the sprinklers moved back. Hess did a good job helping out with that, and project is done. So we'll get a bill from them, Joy, for that, and I'll pass that along to you. And it's on the budget. So
I think it looks great.
Yeah, exactly.
stop 21 and 23. This one is just one of those that's driving us crazy. It's been on the agenda for over a year now. Getting the metal railing done at 21, 23. So the status on that, Joy, you said that they're trying to get their insurance.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
If you, for workman's comp, you have to get a waiver from, if you don't have any employees, you have to get a waiver from the state of Indiana that says it's okay for your workman's comp that you don't have any employees. Well, they do that by mail. And so that's the holdup. And one guy waited for his for a year. So I'm saying some people to go around it, Deanna tells me, are just going to their insurance agent and say, and buy workman's comp insurance. I don't know how expensive it is. I don't know if you have no employees. I really don't know. But that's the whole.
That's the only holdup. He's ready to begin work,
That's
but
the
he can't
only.
get registered with the town because he can't get that waiver.
We won't let a resident start.
And
Okay.
I don't know if I'm 100% confident in saying he's ready to start. I mean, they've been somewhat communicative about it, but I think we need to also start looking, I need to start contacting your people.
We could get, there's no harm in getting more quotes. I mean, we could have, so they can quote it again. I mean, we have their last quote. It's only maybe higher than that probably, unless metal prices have gone down, which they may have. That was at the height of everything when we did that.
Okay.
So would, I don't know who else does. There's got to be other contractors that do metal work. And
I'll reach out to the people I did the very first time when we did the metal work at 20. It was a lot of people that didn't want to quote work. That was for workers for.
it's a nothing job. It's a nuisance job for most contractors, and that's why they will they will mark it up. This is just, for the time it takes them, they're not gonna make any money on it.
But I'll do that. I'll resurface, I'll reach out to the people that I have in my, Rolodex. And then reach out to Sobel to see if they'll requote, because we might have to go with someone if this workman's comp does or does not come in, because like I said, I'm not sure that even if it does come in, they'd be ready to work, because they said they were, but it's not.
I know Solo wants to do it, but that doesn't mean, we still need to get other quotes if we can get them. Because they're not the only game in town, we need to make sure we're getting things out. So I have, somewhere I've got plans for that, the spec for the how far in between the rails, you could like 3 inches or whatever the offset is in between rails that meets the code, how high it has to be, where we want to start and finish is right, the links to both of those. And we were going to go ahead and do the, I can't remember the name of the club that owns that to the east.
Stop 21.
Stop, we were going to go ahead and do that part as well.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just going to be wide open.
Right.
And the cost of doing it a little bit extra is not going to be a lot, so. I'll track that down and get it to you.
Okay.
We're going to be requoting it, and then if you want to just let them know, so there's no way around it, there's no exceptions to that, Joy. I understand we can't, if residents have to do that, then everybody has to do that, but there's been no workarounds for that for anybody else. Okay. Okay, then you can let them know, probably I'll just let them know, Kendra, that we are gonna get some more bids for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not surprised at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sure they waited until the last minute to apply for that.
Joy, you mentioned, I know they're somewhat hard to work with Kendra, but what about the idea of them calling to get, I'm not sure that they would follow through on that to get an insurance quote for workman's comp per day. I don't know how that works. It's been so long since I've done that.
Yeah,
Yes,
they could, maybe 2 weeks, they could finish both those jobs.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an option.
Yeah, I can do that now.
I mean, it's just a way of keeping the communication on with them, tell them we're trying to work with them, that if you guys need the job, maybe you guys get insurance for it, And if it's gonna cost, if money is an issue, we know they're below bidder anyway. It's not gonna be a lot of money. Hopefully they won't mind, but maybe we can talk to them if that's the hold up. If it's a couple $100 or something, it's been sitting there open for a long time. Okay, well, thanks, Kendra, for handling that one.
Yeah.
Stop 29, so that work is completed. I haven't gone up there to get pictures of it yet. Someone was gonna send me a couple, they haven't done it yet, but I'll go up there and take a look at it, hopefully tomorrow. And they've shored it up. It used to be able to go there, just move the rails with their hands, and it was wobbly, and that's all been shored up and it's all solid. And he did some work on the fascia of it on the road side of it, so it will look better from the road. So that work is done as well. It's on budget, and he'll be getting us still for that.
Did we talk about the survey at this time?
It's the next item anyway, so yeah, the next item is encroachment of beach stops, so I think we were gonna get a survey at 29.
Yes, I talked to Steve Fate. So the scope of services that we talked about will be to conduct a boundary survey of the parcel in accordance with the requirements of the state of Indiana as described in blah, blah, blah. A plat and survey will be provided along with a surveyor's report. The accessible perimeter property corners not already established by previous surveys will be set with a 5/8 inch rebar with identification caps. They will also locate any trees on town property. They'll prepare a topographic survey of the beach area for the property referenced above, providing at least 1 foot contour spacing along with all observable physical features, and they'll also find the ordinary high water mark. That's going to be $2,900, and they are 8 to 10 weeks out.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. So that's going to need your signatures, Zach. We want to proceed with that to start the project.
Okay, I will sign that tonight, scan it, and get it back to you.
Yes,
Is that right?
thank you.
Everybody knowing disagrees with us doing that, correct? I think we talked about that in the last meeting. This is the only one we need to do it for right now.
And I did bring it to the council, and they said, yes, please get it there.
Okay. Okay. Next topic is volleyball in the park and independent contractors contract, right? Is that right?
That must be me, yeah, I think, if that's, we can sign it, but it needed to be, this needs to be changed.
Yeah,
Elmhurst,
Yeah.
yeah, so we can't sign it until, I talked to Ross yesterday, and, he said it's protected, I couldn't change it without whatever software I needed, so he's just gonna change it and, send it back, and then we can sign it.
okay,
And Chris had said anyone I think can sign it, so I'll get it to you, or I can send it to someone for the park. We just need to change the words from Elmhurst to Long Beach and then they're ready to go. And then I think everything else is good, that they've gotten their certificate of dual insurance or whatever that is and the waivers, so we should be outside.
is there anybody else we need to get on something like that signed? Like tennis coaches or anything else like that, is that?
I don't think so, because Sarah pays them as like, as a,
Yeah,
That
they're
counts.
really hard work, and this is,
Okay,
so like the tennis instructor gets a paycheck, just like her counselors get a paycheck.
okay, okay. All right, well, if you can sign that, then you just
Yeah, I'll take it.
go ahead. Perfect. Okay, next up is the beach cleanup. We did that on Saturday. I thought it went really well. The weather was really crappy. But it held out until maybe 2 o'clock and it got double crappy. So what really made it go well this year was having the police down there with 3 ATVs.
so they were awesome.
They were really good.
They got all the garbage before I even got done.
Yeah, they're all lined up in a row and covered all the way from 13 to the chalet past 26. It's as far as they could go. We had several residents up at 28 going to 30, knocked that out. There really wasn't anything big up that way. So we saw pictures online. There's just still so much garbage down there. And the unfortunate part was like this week, it's full of crap again, you know, stuff everywhere. Just the way the water deposits it. I was picking garbage up again yesterday. So anyway, it was yeah, so it was a good effort. I don't know, we probably had a couple of people that would stop and it's, you know, pretty good turnout. So appreciate all that. And thank you guys all for being there.
We also had, one of our council members there, Dr. LeMay, so
Yeah.
that was nice.
I saw him there too, yeah. Yeah, and some families, some kids were down there, so that was good. So yeah, it was a good day.
There was nobody but me in my neck of the woods, 16 to 20. And no garbage.
You did.
Yeah, people were down there early. Okay, Art in the Park. Joy, you asked me to keep this on here.
Our park, we're gonna have a pretty exciting weekend here. I don't know if you guys want to do something on Sunday, but Pepe's gonna be here for 2 days. Saturday and Sunday, so we're gonna have his taco truck here. It doesn't cost us a dime. He asked if he could stay so he could be sure to sell all his product. I told him I didn't know, I didn't think there would be anyone around. And he said, oh, last year some people stayed.
Does he has to have power though, right? He has to have power.
Yes,
To say, if you just put up, if you camped out at stop 24, you get all kinds of people there. You know, if there's any place where there's power near a stop, you'd have to get it from private residence. Yeah,
220.
okay, so I'm hang out.
But, you know, I don't know, does Ross want to have a volleyball tournament on Sunday? Do we want to host a God forbid pickleball tournament on Sunday?
They might want to do that.
You know,
Norm organizes all that, right?
yeah.
Maybe we just keep it simple and spread the word, like
I could post it
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Sarah hand out flyers, and if she wants to, like, so the kids and the families know, and
We're doing a
then.
flyer, so we could say on that he'll be there the whole weekend. And we're gonna talk to, Brett from Belly Club and we'll join, see if they'll get more involved this year. I mean, I think it's all one of these.
That might compete with that.
That's okay, because we pay a little slow.
You might like the break.
Yeah. And our ice cream guy will be here in 10 to 3. And there's gonna be an open house in the community center. We're gonna have room 14 ready. It's starting to look pretty nice.
It doesn't live there, and but
We're starting to fill it up. Well, yeah, he kind of knows.
Are you taking applications for artists and stuff yet?
Yes, we already have 16 of them. She's not seeking anyone. She's not. That's as many as we had in list.
Do you need any help with anything else?
What really more average. And, Janice is gonna get Sarah involved in the kids' activities, and we're gonna have those timed this year. I think like one's gonna be at 10 and one will be at 9.
That's good.
So it's not the-
You asked for help with the flyer, but I don't have that original on one of those.
Janice must have done it. Well, she thought about it, and it was, I'm not sure they don't have the other, but it's easy for me to do.
Okay, well, I can give you the copy of the landscape, the one that's like this.
Okay.
I did that one. I did see that way.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Email me at the new Long Beach email, and then I'll have you there and I'll send it to you.
Thank you. That's about it. So we're moving on. Janice and Sue and I met, Tom and everyone was in. Janice is gonna hopefully work on them.
Do press releases, a formal press release to the area newspapers and radio.
If you get a hold of the beacher, go introduce somebody and do a little art. Yeah,
Yeah, but.
Yeah,
sure. For sure.
and I think for sure they will, because in our 14 and it would be. On the beaches from 1923.
Yeah.
Bellows, the bellows were doing 35.
So that one will be locked up, right?
Except for Sarah's gonna have regular hours.
Put on a normal.
Norman for the wild 14.
Those.
Absolutely, it'll be locked lessons there all the time. And Sarah's gonna have hours on Monday mornings and Thursday afternoons. She works. I figured that would be good.
Okay, that's all of ongoing, well, there's old business and ongoing, I don't know the differences, but certainly pickleball tennis court signs, it's old business. Anita, you got a good update on?
Yes. Yes, the sign is up.
All right, coming off the agenda, I'm gonna miss that on the agenda.
I know, I'm sorry.
All right, I think that's it, tree pruning in the park off of the,
That is complete.
that is done, okay. And then the last big topic, I think before we get to public comments, is the global engineering and land surveying, stop 1580 access topic. And we all have the proposal in our hands. This week we all got it. I won't kick us off, but I've got some notes. I mean, does anybody else have any comments, questions about this proposal that we have here?
When I discussed it with the council, Bob and I said they would like us to include access to the sand. Now, I'm not sure what that means because there's no cliff there anymore. There used to be a cliff, and I think he's thinking there's a cliff, and if there was a cliff, we could have put 42-inch wide parallel stairs off of it.
Does he,
But, there's no cliff there.
do you know if he meant ADA access to the beach or if he meant access to the beach?
We were talking about ADA access.
So if there were stairs, would it have to have some sort of
Yeah,
so, okay.
I don't think stairs at that spot would be in there recently. However, I will talk to Jeff and say, can the ATV emergency path that's going to go down double as a way to get someone in a wheelchair down the city? You know, it would require us having some kind of sand accessible wheelchair available for someone.
Does it? Does that require that? That's the stuff that I don't know.
No, I don't need them to, we don't need to be required that we expected them to get down there. I know Anita's been exploring that.
Right, I mean, and again, there's just, I mean, there's all kinds of available, and I just keep, looking to what Evanston is doing, and they had done just one beach where they had the rubber mats, but they're problematic because someone always has to clean them, and, you know, it's the other side of the lake, so the same thing is what happened with us, if somebody's not, and they have lifeguards.
Mhm.
So if someone's not taking care of them and cleaning them and making sure they're there, they can be covered over in a matter of days. They did buy a couple of wheelchairs. They do, if it's a bigger town and they have more money, so they were able to buy, a smaller beach wheelchair for a child and then larger for adult. Again, it's, if we put that into our budget at some point, will that get rid of the idea of having to have a pad? Or will the, you know, this, and then how do you give that out to people? But so there are just different ways to look at it. It's how you approach it. Maybe it'll take a couple of years.
Well, it's gonna take a couple of years anyway.
Right.
I guess, would that idea be covered in this proposal? Or would they be tacking on maybe a little bit of extra money for thinking of it that way? Because I don't know that was part of
It
it.
seems to me like, especially when we're going for a grant, it's easier to add all this stuff at the beginning and then pare back. Because if you don't, you can't add.
Yeah, and it's not gonna cost that much more to have them, the
So,
professional services,
right, once we see,
put that together for the grant.
this grant is a matching grant with a coastal grant up to $200,000. Now, who knows if anything will be offered. But I mean, once that time came, then they could say, well, there's not enough money for a wheelchair to get somebody to the beach, or you know, this is what we can do.
So who is speaking with
I'm speaking of Florida.
Global directly? So you could ask them to include that in the scope of their proposal and see if that would change the initial cost of it.
Yes, I will.
And the way this reads to me is items 1, 2, and 3 would take place in 2023.
Yes,
And so we're gonna spend $15,500 on getting ourselves submitted to for full proposal for the coastal grant, and that could stop it. That could stop at 2,
correct.
or it goes on to 3. So that's not, I mean, that's a lot of money, but it's not on the grand scheme of things, that's a
We've
lot.
already spent in return now.
Okay. And then when if we get a grant, we know what the grant's gonna be, then the council makes a decision on, do we want to use this grant and then double it and fund the stop? And at that point, then number 4 happens and number 5 happens.
Yeah.
We all get
The
paid.
town is absolutely gonna have to jump forward after number 3.
Right, because then we're talking about hundreds of thousands. No doubt it'll be at least that to take care of that. So, oops,
So let me talk to Jeff, see if we need a new proposal, or if he can just amend this one, and, then I will get it to you for signature.
yeah, then if that doesn't change anything too terribly much, and I can't imagine it would, then I'm in favor of proceed, as long as the town council is in favor, which I believe they are, then I'm okay spending that money to try to get a grant to do the work. And then it's gonna be different people on the town council, and then we deal with this in 2024 as far as how far do we take this. As long as we're really clear that everybody up front gets documented in the next town council meeting, this is what we're recommending, this is what it's gonna cost to finish the professional services part of this, and that doesn't include any shovel in the dirt, you know, this is all just organization and project management. And then the $50,500 also includes going out and getting bids, managing the contractors, being on site for the work. It's start to finish kind of turnkey as far as managing the project's concerned, which is good. Anybody else have questions or anything about this?
No, was that a motion? Are you making a motion that We accept this resolution.
Yeah, I guess, do we want to wait to make the motion until we have the revised or not? I mean, how about we make the motion and say that, assuming that this number doesn't change by more than 20%,
Okay,
we're gonna take this to the town council and we're gonna recommend that we proceed with items 1, 2, and 3 of this proposal. Are they asking that we commit to the whole thing up front, or are
no,
they?
they're not asking anything, they were just pleased that we were gonna take the lead and get it done.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll take that to the next town council meeting, which is coming up. That we spend $15,500 plus no more than 20%. So that's the motion.
I'll second.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That was everybody, I think.
Yes.
All right, good progress.
Thanks, Joy. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for all that work, Joe. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some good news from that. And I can sign that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, anything else, that wasn't on the agenda that any of you guys want to talk about?
I have nothing.
All right, we'll open it up to public comments. You're probably gonna have to unmute yourself. And, there's only a couple of you on, so you can fight amongst yourselves for the position in the queue.
I just wanted, this is Paul from Stop Now. I just want to thank the board and yourself for the work you guys did there, and all the residents of Stop 19. Really appreciate that. Yeah, so thank you. I know it's volunteers and it's kind of a thankless job, what you guys do, but I really do appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Are you happy with it, Paul?
Yeah, I haven't seen it because I'm still away, but residents have texted me and said the work looks good. So I do appreciate it. So I'll be back this weekend.
I'll post a couple pics on Facebook. I meant to do that anyway. So there's a lot of people that still aren't in town.
You're busy. You don't have, I appreciate it if you do. Thank you. But we, all the residents really do appreciate it. So thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Anybody else out there? Okay, then, we have a motion to close the meeting.
I'm looking adjourned.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Bye.
All right. Meeting is adjourned.